Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Famicom system. Last episode, our heroes Fess, Maxine, and Booker had recovered Mythril from the Semite Falls Mines, and then they returned to Salamand. The villagers there were imprisoned and working the mines, and basically had a nice reunion with them. So, yeah, we've accomplished everything we set out to do. We freed the people of Salamand, and we recovered Mythril. Now it's time for us to take that Mythril back to the rebel base in Altair, and hopefully Tobul, the blacksmith there, can use it to forge some weapons and armor that will help us help the rebellion, and I guess more specifically us, on our quest to defeat the Empire. So one of the big problems the rebellion was having was that their equipment was subpar compared to the Empire's stuff, so hopefully the Mythril will help even things out a little bit there, so we gotta march on back. Now, the only bad thing, though, is this Mythril equipment, while it is good, it's going to be very, very expensive, so, and yeah, the rebellion is not going to give us the equipment for free, so, but, oh well. We gotta, luckily, we do have a dungeon coming up where it's pretty short and has some equipment that we can get that we won't use, so. Mythril is basically like the third tier of equipment. We're currently on the second type tier equipment. The first, so like for instance for the, we had like the broadsword, now we're using the longsword. We had like the buckler, now we have the bronze shield. So we're like on second tier. The Mythril is going to be the third tier, so. And eventually we'll get stuff much, much better than Mythril. But for now, though, the Mythril will be very, very important. It allows us to start cutting through some defenses of some tougher monsters. So, yeah, because we saw back with the land turtle and the sergeant in the Mythril mines that our weapons ain't gonna really cut through level 3 monsters' defenses. So it was mainly Maxine with her spells that were dealing all the damage. And in the case of the land turtle, the only one who did damage. So, land turtles being weak to ice, Maxine managed to take it out in one hit. So, now she got a fire spell that she can start working on toward. So, we get that up pretty soon because 2 dungeons from now, we got the standard ice dungeon that most video games always seem to have. Thinking of Zelda 3 where we had the ice dungeon, and usually always like an ice world in like Mario Brothers, World 6 in Mario 3, World 4 in Mario 2. So, then there's the desert world too. There's a big desert in this world, but no dungeon in it. I guess the closest thing to a desert dungeon would be maybe the Cashew Keep, which is north of the big desert. But that's a castle, so you're not in the dungeon. You're not in the desert when you're in that dungeon or that castle. We heard about Cashew Keep earlier. That's where Scott and Gordon are from. So Scott was that the guy who died in Finn, who we got his ring from. He was engaged to Hilda, the princess who was leading the rebellion. And Gordon is his younger, cowardly brother. So. But, alright, well, almost back here at Altair. And here we go. So, let's take this Mythril right to Hilda. See what she has to say. Let her know that we've accomplished our goal. The more work we do, the more work we get. So like the ring, we're just going to show her the Mythril. You found the Mythril. Please hand the Tobul in the weapon shop. Now we'll be able to fight the Empire on equal terms. Well, I guess equal in terms of weaponry, but the Empire has quite the manpower and I guess the monster power over us. Our rebellion is so small and they have monsters everywhere. So we're going to take the Mythril to Tobul, do it like the item. Just go with item, give him Mythril. That's Mythril. I'll start making new equipment, and he's really good. No wonder he's like the best blacksmith ever, because he already has equipment made up. So we'll notice that there's another guy who will appear in the weapon shop, and also in the armor shop. When we go over to the armor shop, and that second person will be, whatchamacallit, will be selling Mythril armor. So, yep, the guy just appears inside, so I just took off those 2 bronze shields, sell that longsword too, so that we can buy some Mythril shields. Because evasion is so important in this game that we want to increase our agility and evasion as much as possible. So the Mythril shield will give better evasion to our characters, and by evading attacks, that's how you raise your agility. So, yeah, whenever we get the chance to raise our evasion, we want to take it, because that'll help in the long run raise our agility, which will in turn, of course, feed into raising evasion. So, alright. And of course, another good way to raise agility is to not be weighed down by heavy armor. So, as you can see, all our characters are still armorless. The only armor is technically the shields they're carrying. They say Bulgans replaced the Dark Knight as commander in Bafsk. Below that, dreadnoughts to bits. I've heard of the rebel army, so I joined. Well, thank you. Bafsk is controlled by the Dark Knight. He used hypnosis to manipulate the minds of the townspeople, so that's why they didn't say anything when we went there. You must destroy the dreadnought before it's complete. I'm going to join the rebel army and fight. Alright, we basically got one new recruit and another one who's looking to join. Please destroy the dreadnought. Well, I guess we can tell what our next mission is going to be. I can see a great evil in the skies, like rolling storm clouds. Come on, White Major keeps running around. If the Empire completes the dreadnought, then Altair Poft, I will be lost. The dreadnought's construction is overseen by the Dark Knight, a competent adversary. Fortunately, he was called back to Palamecia. The theft of the Mythril has likely knocked the Empire off balance. The dreadnought must be destroyed. We have a man in Bafsk. He's found a way to reach the dreadnought. It must be destroyed. I have full confidence that with you and Min Wu on this task, it will be accomplished. Alright, so it looks like we're heading back to Bafsk. So we already met that contact earlier when we stopped by Bafsk a few episodes ago. But he really couldn't do anything with us. So, King is greatly assured by our work. And he's basically saying the same thing. Let's see if he has anything to say. Nope. So, now we're going to head over to Bafsk. That is to the northeast. We have to head to Paloom and Poft, and then it's over to the east of the mountain range by Poft. So, they're building the dreadnought in Bafsk. Joe, you found Mythril. You're certainly brave, and you have a girl with you. Now I realize just how pathetic I am. You have to destroy the dreadnought? There has to be something I can do. If only I were half as strong as you. Maybe Gordon will come out of his shell eventually. Tobul's making lots and lots of weapons with the Mythril you found. It's also going to be taken over by the Empire? Not if we can help it, buddy. We're going to do our best to make sure that the Empire can't do that. So... And more goblins. Like I said, goblins are good because, not so much for raising stats anymore. I guess they'll be good for this fire spell because it's still at level 1. But with, Fess and Booker, I want to start maybe fighting level 3 monsters. Level 3 monsters are available on the overworld. That's one of the complaints that people have about this game. A little bit north of Finn, there's a little section where there's like a swamp. There's like a break from it's plains and then it hits the swamps. Right when you hit the swamps there, that's where you can start running into level 3 monsters. So if you're just wandering around the overworld, you can just run into really tough monsters out of nowhere and you're not prepared for them. So there's no indication like in Dragon Quest where there's usually a bridge signifying that, you know, there's a change in monster domains coming up. So people complain that, like, I just ran in and got, like, you know, wiped out by these monsters. I had no idea they were going to be there. So, but, you know, they're there. So eventually they will be able to start, once we get some Mythril equipment for everybody, get another Mythril sword there for Fess, we'll be able to start cutting through those level 3 monsters' defenses. And level 3 monsters tend to have some pretty good drops that'll help us with our money supply. So we'll eventually start going after them then in a little bit. But for now, like I said, our main thing is to go to Baths to go after the Dreadnought. Thankfully, it sounds like this time when we go to Baths, we won't run into the Dark Knight. Like I said, he's like the Darth Vader in this game. You know, the Emperor's right-hand man who's out doing all the stuff while the Empire is back in Coruscant, or in this case the Palamecia. So, but I wonder who will be in charge in Bask if the Dark Knight ain't there anymore. Well, we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, trying to think what I was trying to say there. One more intellect, and she'll get another magic multiplier there. So, it's pretty good. Halfway to a little over halfway to a rank 3 in our weapons. So, definitely want to have rank 3 before we start the next dungeon. Not the next dungeon after Bask. So, Bask is a very short dungeon. So, but it kind of makes sense, I guess, because it's just going to be in the town. So, ouch. Oh, I know you didn't take off too many hit points there. You basically have to lose about 1/8 of your hit points to get a hit point increase. So, even though I was saying ouch, Booker got hit in Venom there, he didn't lose enough to get that hit point, to get the chance to get a hit point growth. So that's another reason why obviously you want to start fighting tougher monsters as you gain more hit points and kind of level up in a sense. Because these level 1 monsters ain't going to be able to hit you as your evasion goes up, because they only have, one attack, and if they do hit you, they're not going to deal enough of that 1/8 damage to actually hurt you. So, we're doing plenty of damage to hurt them. So, I wonder, whatchamacallit, I guess that's one of the good things I was thinking about now, that toward the end a lot of enemies have percentage-based hits. They take off usually like 10% of your hit points. So it makes it tougher that, they're ignoring your defense. But then at the same time, too, it makes it easier that you'll get that stat increase to increase your hit points. So, because you don't get hit by 2 of those, 10% attacks, you're losing that 1/8 of your max hit points. So, alright, we're back in Bask. So, you're at the rebels, you gotta destroy the Dreadnought. You'll need a pass to board the Dreadnought. Is the Dark Knight ever going to return? There's a rebel spy masquerading as an Imperial soldier. Talk to him. Get back to work. No one wants to work under General Borgon. Borgon? Make us work like slaves. I can't remember what it was like when the Dark Knight was in command. Yeah, because he had you all hypnotized. Everyone just said nothing. They just said, dot, 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 dot. So, that Borgon is a buffoon. Yeah, Borgon was the Count who betrayed the King of Finn. Scott told us about him. And that's Borgon there. General Borgon needs to be more firm with these peasants. That guy there in the middle Looks like a pirate. Work, the sooner we finish the greater my glory. He does not respond to any keywords. Funny he doesn't know Wild Rose, because you figure, you know, being from Finn, he might know the rebellion stuff. Remember, this guy, this is our contact. We can goof off even more. Lazy Borgantrons. Oops, you didn't hear that. So we have to tell him Dreadnought, and he will let us through. So there's an entrance to the stores up ahead. It leads to Dreadnought. Good luck. And like I said, he'll step out of the way and disappear, and allow us to head over that way to the stores. That'll take us to the Dreadnought, to that little, into that cave up there to the north, so. But that's what we'll do in our next episode. Take care, have a good day, thanks for following along. Bye!